what are the judges looking for?
Right.
What makes a great entry?
Yeah, I will say, I mean, honestly, like the work is always gonna, you know, be first of mind. I will say like it is pretty competitive, right? Because we break it down by region, so two by region and then two by size, and then we have the gold and the silver, right? So
Right.
that's to me like I understand how difficult that is for an agency to try to stand out. I will say we look at a lot of things. So work, but effectiveness of the work just as much as the creativity in it. Um, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a great growth year, right? Like you look at Cupertino last year, they were a silver, I believe, Northwest winner, and their revenue was actually slightly down from the year. I think the year prior, or basically they had a 2020 where they were really affected by COVID. They had some layoffs
Oh,
and
right, right.
clients just cut their budgets because of COVID, and it was this comeback story of like, here's where we are now. We're not we're not past the point of 2020 where we were, but we have improved and we're getting our stuff together. Like they opened an office like during the pandemic. It was just a lot of going on, but they were proving the momentum that it was taking for the agency, to get out of the COVID hump, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
would call it. And so I will say stories like that, like are interesting to us. Like, is it a comeback story? Is it, why is this year specifically different than any other year? You look at Hampton Dodge, which I think was our silver Midwest winner,
Oh,
and
right, right. Yeah.
they, Milwaukee-based agency, and for them, I had known them since I, joined Ad Age, so I knew about them already. And I will say, like, I was familiar with their work. They did good work. I think we were kind of, but last year it seemed like um, they grew more than like they had ever grown before. I think it was like 42% growth or something like that, and they were picking up clients that it was like an array of different types of clients, and I think it was like that first time where we were seeing that from them. At least I was, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was. And I will say, like, you know, keep applying and apply to different categories because we'll consider different agencies for different categories, and
Mm-hmm.
so I will say that that's important growth. I don't know. I think try to understand what was the story of your year. Oh, and I will say, like, when it comes to like, so like efficiency, right? Creative efficiency. It's not really just about like impressions per se, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
opinionated, for example, last year
Portland.
they had this great Hinge campaign, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the app to be deleted, and within that, they referenced that they had a small budget, but they were able to increase ad recall, purchase intent, and things like that. And those numbers, I think, speak a lot, especially with small agencies that we know have smaller budgets a lot of the time. Um, so I would say to the extent that you can make those results stand out, make different types of results stand out. I think that goes a long way as well.